What's up, YouTube? It is LeVar Love, your local realtor as well as local developer. And I'm coming back to you with the real on real estate. So, as you guys know, if you've been on my channel, I have been doing a series about the cost associated with doing a rehab. This is another part to that series and a very, 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 very important part. And the one that most people get excited about. It is the rehab cost. LeVar, how much does this cost when you're rehabbing a house? How much does this cost when you're flipping a house? That is what I'm going to talk briefly about. Today, I want to give you a general understanding on everything that you put into the pot when you're trying to do a rehab. What are the costs that you look at, LeVar? Let's get down to business. When I am looking at a project, I have very specific areas that you gotta take out things before you can put things in. So everybody pretty much gets demolition, right? So framing, drywall, everybody pretty much gets framing and drywall. You tear some things out, you got to build some things up, and then you got to drywall it, right? But what I really want to spend some time on is general conditions, okay? I think that this is one of those hidden costs that people do not really understand the impact that it has on your project. Let me give you some examples of things that are associated with general conditions and general cost, right? So one that stands out to me is, hey, dumpsters. Do you realize how many dumpsters that you'll have to have for a project? Let me tell you, if you have not priced a dumpster here recently, it's crazy. Like, I'm talking about $400 or $500. And depending on the city that you're in, you have to pay a permit just for the dumpster. Not even your project, a permit for the dumpster. So in general conditions, you have to allocate how much money you are going to spend on dumpsters. Or you need to make sure that your contractor that you hire is gonna pay for the dumpsters. And if that's the case, all of these other costs that the contractor is going to take care of are going to go up. Something else that is in general conditions. If you're doing plumbing, you're doing electrical, you're doing HVAC, behind the walls, you need plans, architectural plans. That is in general conditions. You have to pay for that. If you want to provide a detailed plan for your electrician, for your plumber, for your carpenter, hey, you want to let them know exactly where that island is going in that house, in that kitchen. The plans tell them. That's what you do your scope of work off of. A lot of things come from architectural plans, a sketch, the drawings, so forth and so on. That goes into general conditions, all right? Hey, you're gonna have a project manager, you need a structural engineer. Is there a floor joist that's weakened in the basement that you need shored up? Hey, you have to pay for a structural engineer to come in and take a look at that. Are you gonna have a photographer come out and take pictures of the property? All of those costs go into general conditions if you're gonna have those things. So general conditions right here, those costs are costs that a lot of people do not take into consideration. Next, I'm going to highlight two costs that a lot of people don't take into consideration. So if you have a brick building or stucco, something like that, the exterior maintenance on that building, yeah, you got to pay for that. Or landscaping. Now this is the one, it always comes at the end, and I've always used up my budget before I get to landscaping. So I end up planting some bushes myself. My designer hates that, but landscaping, you have to take that cost into consideration. All right. Now, I like to break the different sections into framing and drywall, cabinets and countertops, doors and trim, and then flooring. I break it into three areas: carpet, hardwood, or tile. Then painting, appliances, plumbing, HVAC, and electrical. So you got your trades here. typically these costs can be a lot in a total gut rehab. So I'm just telling you, in a total gut rehab, you might end up paying $45,000, $50,000 just in mechanicals. And when I say mechanicals, that's plumbing, HVAC, and electrical. So you really have to be careful with this and understand what you're doing, or get really good estimates from the trades. Okay, you can spend $50,000 in a rehab behind the walls on stuff nobody ever sees, and the person that's buying the house really doesn't care about. But if you want to put a great product out there, if you want to deliver great results for that end user, hey, you got to do this thing right, man. You have to get your permits, you have to get plans, and you have to make sure that you upgrade the mechanicals so that the person is buying a great product. All right. And then I think everybody is all about Mac Daddying out the kitchen, right? The kitchens and the bathrooms. So at the end of the day, I wanted to take some time, show you all of the things that go into rehab costs. So I think there's a lot of talk about, hey, the rehab, and you think that these are the only costs, but there are a lot of costs. There's several costs. I've broken it down into 4 groups. And in my series, I've covered acquisition/buying cost, holding cost while you're getting all of this work done. And now we have discussed rehab costs. Now, I understand there is so much more to talk about when it comes to rehab costs. I could probably spend an entire day going through the breakdown of each one of these areas. And hey, you know what? Maybe one day I will do a training session and break down each one of these areas. If that's something you're interested in, give me a comment. Let me know. Maybe we can put something like that together and put together a rehab cost training day and talk about that. But at the end of the day, I wanted to take a little time, not too much of your day. I know how valuable your time is, and give you some information, some good content on rehab costs associated with doing the rehab. All right. Hey, it's LeVar Love giving you the real on real estate. I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Have a good one.